Kinney Lions opened their season with a 39-26 loss at Frisco. Coach Jeff Smith is with us now. And Jeff, you said it after the game. This is what non-district is about. You learn lessons that help you down the road in games that really do count toward playoff positioning, of course, in district play. What's the greatest lesson your team can take from Friday night?
I think just getting a chance to get out under the Friday night lights and play and get reps. We have a lot of young players that haven't played Friday night that needed to feel that and sense that and see the speed of the game and the adjustments that have to be made and just the rigor that goes into playing on Friday night. We just had a lot of guys that needed to play. Everybody goes through that in the preseason, and obviously we want to win every game, and we want to win this next week. We want to have a successful non-district, and that's a big goal of ours, and it will continue to be a big goal of ours. But also, we want to see kids play. We want to see kids get better. Every week after a non-district game, we look at the video, we adjust, we move things around, we try to tweak things to get it all ready for district play.
We'll look ahead to the Colony in just a moment, but first let's look back at some of the highlights. Friday night at Frisco ISD Memorial Stadium, Jeff, it was an early 7 o'clock kick. You see the sunlight beaming down onto the field, and this was a game filled with offense. A wing T attack from Frisco. They changed their offense in the offseason. Pretty tough to defend.
It is, and they do a really good job. They get a big offensive line and some good running backs that really ran hard.
Yeah, Carlos Harris had a good day for sure, 232 yards on the night, scored 4 times. What impressed you about Harris?
Just his toughness. He runs very, very tough, and did a really good job. We had a hard time bringing him down.
And of course, your own running back is hard to bring down. Marquez Husband, what a debut at the running back spot on the varsity level, as Husband went for over 150 yards.
Yes, we were real pleased with Marquez and his toughness and the way he ran the football, and we felt like that's what he would do.
Seems like Robert Somborn certainly picked up where he left off, of course, handing here to Marquez Husband once again, 155 yards on 14 carries. Husband able to dart up the middle there, but Somborn, your junior quarterback, 3 touchdown passes on the night.
He had a great night. It's really neat to see him and how he's matured and grown, and good to see him stepping up, having a good night for sure.
Found Red Shannon in the end zone there, the first of 2 touchdown catches for Shannon on the night. Your defense, as you mentioned, a lot of youth on that side of the ball, but you do have a few returning starters. J.J. Johnson right there making a big play.
Absolutely. J.J. does a great job for us at corner, and Jamani Ross Brown on the other side. Those 2 guys played for us last year, and we're going to look to those guys and some of the other guys that are returners to help anchor our defense.
Your offense did not have any trouble in moving the ball, put up 421 yards. Quentin Kasner had 209 receiving.
Yes, Quentin had a big night. Obviously, the defense was, giving us some curls, giving us some things that we were able to take advantage of, and Robert and Quentin were able to hook up.
How about Troy Taylor at defensive tackle along with the rest of your interior of your line? There is some veteran presence there.
Troy Taylor and Elliot Parkman are both solid players for us and were last year, and we're really going to need to lean on them interior to hold up against teams like this for sure.
What did you like about Somborn's throw there? Put some touch on the ball into Kasner to put you in the red zone.
Absolutely. Robert can throw. He can put touch on the ball. He can throw one ball and put zip on it, and that's put some air on that ball right there to Red Shannon late in the game to try to rally, and we're pleased with how they're progressing.
How about Shannon on offense, seeing a lot more time on that side of the ball? Of course, he's been a starting corner the last 2 years.
He has, and he was asking if I needed him on defense in the middle of the game. He's that kind of kid, and you'll see him on both sides of the ball. But obviously on offense, he gives us another gear and another weapon, and we really look forward to getting him the ball even more.
Your team faced a big deficit going into the fourth, but you kept fighting. You scored 20 points overall in the second half, 14 in the fourth quarter to make this really a competitive ball game. I know that's something that you're proud of.
We are. The kids played very hard. The effort was there. They played hard all night long and really battled till the very end, and so that's something we can definitely build on in the weeks ahead.
Somborn in the pocket, once again, nice protection. What did you like from your offensive line? Largely a young unit as we see Somborn connecting with Quentin Kasner again, this time from 51 yards out. The offensive line allowing for Somborn to have that time.
The offensive line took some really good steps in the right direction this week, I thought. They, from the Denton scrimmage to this week, I thought that we got better on our technique and better on our pass protection, and they're starting to come together.
Sonborn once again firing over the middle. Kastner, his numbers overall, 12 catches for 209 yards and a touchdown. Kastner last year actually led your team in touchdown receptions, even though he wasn't a starter. What do you like about the chemistry that Sonborn and Kastner showed going back to last year, and they obviously showed it in the first game here in 2011?
Yeah, they do have do have a trust in having played together last year, and Quentin kind of came on as the year went on last year and really became a target that Robert liked to throw to, and obviously having Quentin back this year gives Robert some security and some trust with a receiver. And but I think also Robert does a good job spreading the ball around, and we've got some other guys that Jonathan Shannon and Connor Fuentes and Marcus Garrett and TV Williams that all can catch the ball too. And I think that every game is going to pose different openings. Last night it was a big night, or Friday night was a big night for Quentin, and the last 2 weeks, and he'll continue to put up numbers. But you're going to see some nights where it might be Connor Fuentes' night or Marcus Garrett's night, and that's what Robert does well. He's going to throw to the guy that's open and reads progression and make the correct throw. And so we're pleased with all of our receivers and especially Quentin, how he played the other night.
The way you put it after the game, your defense, while it certainly made some plays on the highlight reel there, you said that Frisco got a nice push on you up front. Now that you've looked at film, what specifically are you looking to improve on? Obviously, improvement's going to come, especially from week 0 to week 1.
I think, up front, we've got to get our pads down. Pad level is big, and obviously we're big on technique, and we played some good technique the other night. I just think that physically we got to get our pads down. We got to continue to be more physical and stress those things on every phase of the game. I think that's one of the things as coaches we say, we need to be more physical, and we talked about that all week, but that's something we need to continue to work on. And so the things that I saw, the technique needs to continue to improve on both sides of the ball. And we need to continue to get our pads down and play with our pads under us, and that will happen. We just, again, got to continue to work those things every week.
I know how much you liked your middle linebacker, Matt Reynolds, his first start at the varsity level, replacing a guy in Michael Snowden who performed so well for you last year, and Reynolds stepped up.
He did. Matt had a really good game, and I know Matt plays a couple of linebacker positions, and Matt was a good player for us last year on the JV, and we felt like he could be a very good varsity player as well, and he really has done well and has stepped up, and we need him to. Michael Snowden did a great job for us last year leading that defense, and we need guys like Matt to step up and take that lead role.
Jeff, you moved from the wing T of Frisco to an offense that probably couldn't be any more different in the Colony. They have quite a quarterback, strong arm, Garrett Simpson, committed to UTEP, and a receiver who's very dynamic, and Gerald Thomas going to the University of Colorado. What impresses you about the Colony's offense, and specifically those two players?
Well, Garrett is a senior this year. He's physically 6'5", 6'6". He's got a great arm, throws the ball very well, and Gerald, they use him on both sides of the ball. He's just a tremendous athlete, and they're going to find ways to get him the football. I think they do a really good job of finding ways to get him the football and to make plays. And I think that offensively they show you a lot of formations and try to have you line up unsound and take advantage of those things. And so, this week we've got to get lined up and be sound at what we do, and I think we'll be fine. But they do a really good job trying to expose, you by formation.
It's a rematch from last year, and that turned out to be quite a thriller at Ron Post Stadium. The Colony led 16-0 at halftime. Your team climbed out of that hole, had a chance to win it on the final play. Sonborn's pass was tipped incomplete in the end zone. Mm-hmm. It seems like that this could be a game that would shape up the very same way.
Yeah, I mean, they're a good football team. They took Sherman to the wire the other night at the Cotton Bowl, and Sherman's a good football team. And so it's definitely going to be a tough matchup. I think our kids this year are going to have a different mentality than we did last year. We just come off of the Frisco game and won a game, and And I think they had us on our heels after the first half, and we came out and played a lot better. And this year, obviously we didn't start the way we wanted against Frisco. We wanted to start with a win, and that didn't happen. And that left a bitter taste in our kids' mouth. We were pretty disappointed Saturday and Friday night after the game. And these kids battle. These kids work very, very hard every day, and I know that they're going to come back with a lot of determination this week and ready to play.
Best of luck this week, Jeff. We appreciate the time.
Appreciate it, Ted.
Jeff Smith, head coach of the McKinney Lions. We will be with McKinney High at the Colony this Friday night. It's our McKinney ISD Game of the Week on 97.5 KLAK. Countdown to kickoff at 7 o'clock, kickoff at 7:30. McKinney and the Colony at Tommy Briggs Cougar Stadium.